And we're told that after those things, God tested Abraham. It's a test. The offering up of Isaac is one of the most profound, difficult stories in the whole of Scripture. It was hard to let Ishmael go, the son he loved and whom he'd hoped would one time be the heir. Now he was to be faced with letting go his second son. It's a test. But Abram, of course, couldn't know it was a test. The one thing he couldn't know at the beginning is that he was being tested. It's the greatest test of his life. What could it mean? He who received the promises was in the act of offering up his only son, of whom it was said, "In Isaac shall your seed be called." He, Abram, considered that God was able to raise the dead. The New Testament assures me that Abram had got to the point in his thinking that if God asks me to do this, I don't understand why, because it seems to ruin all the promises. Therefore, the only logical possibility is if I have to kill him, he'll rise from the dead. Abram didn't know 1/100th of what we know in this room. Can God bring life from the death? Was the big issue circling the birth of Isaac. It now gets even bigger, the very same issue. Can God generate physical life? We will return. Is that a prophecy? Is it a despairing hope? Or is it an expression of a trembling faith? There's something so deliberate about this. A dad and his son, the dad and his son, in whom all the hopes of the planet, in a sense, are resting. But Isaac breaks the tension of silence, and he spoke to his father, "Avi, my father, Dad." The first conversation in Scripture between a father and a son. "Dad, the fire, the wood. Where's the lamb, Dad?" "Son, God will provide for himself the lamb." What did Abram feel? What did Isaac feel? It's a turmoil of emotions that it leaves me far behind. I can't begin to penetrate this. I do not know what it means that it was a ram, the father of a lamb, that was caught in the thicket. But it seems to me to underline the sheer complexity of what's going on here. It's not simply a son suffering, it's a father suffering. Oh, this is very big stuff, isn't it? I almost tremble to talk to you about it. I feel I'm on the holiest ground because time seems to collapse as we think of the other father and the other son, who went up in all probability the very same mountain together, and where the knife was allowed to fall. It's our salvation. This is the gospel. This is our God. Oh, Abram, as he watched that night, as the covenant was made in chapter 15, the horror of a great darkness as God, with his lamp, went through the pieces. It was a symbol, but this is the reality. We will watch. As Christ didn't go through the pieces, he became the pieces. This is the reality of which all of this speaks.